What's going on y'all? This is Nightmare Baller 1. I know I promised y'all my next video would be a Q&A, but I saw a video earlier today and I realized I had to respond to it. It was calling out to me. It was basically screaming at me, Nightmare, respond to this video. So response is what you about to get. Okay, Wrestling Master 1, good dude, cool guy, but I agree with a lot of this shit in this video. So let me go ahead and get started. Alright. He said that, it's a good video still. He presented his points very well, and I'm not trying to attack him. I'm just telling you what I think, okay? He said that ROH fans are the most biased fans of all time because we bash on TNA. TNA is bad right now, you know what I'm saying? ROH fans haven't always bashed TNA. If you look back, they just haven't, you know what I'm saying? ROH fans have been mad at TNA, because of the whole thing that happened back in '04 with the scandal and TNA took the talent off. I mean, we've been mad at TNA ever since then. But let's just be real. It's bad right now. That's why we bash it. And then you said that we're biased. Well, the word bias means that no matter what, you get behind something, no matter what, no matter what the circumstances are. TNA is bad right now, okay? Well, you got guys like Bill and Doug and PS Power and some other people, you know what I'm saying? That just no matter what, TNA is just awesome, you know what I mean? Prime example, look at Hard Justice. You saw what Bill and Doug did. All these reviews, everybody, Hard Justice sucked. Hard Justice was shit. Hard Justice wasn't that good. Even the most diehard TNA fans said Hard Justice wasn't that good. And then, Bill and Doug come on here and they say it's one of TNA's best pay-per-views of the year. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? That's bias. See, us saying that ROH, like Man Up is the pay-per-view of the year, it is, man. What can you really argue besides maybe Driven, another ROH show? You know what I'm saying? You can't really argue anything, you know what I'm saying? Every single match of the year has probably come from ROH this year, like every single candidate. I got to be real. Except, with the exception of maybe HBK and Shawn Michaels on Raw and at WrestleMania and any match from the Batista and Undertaker series. Basically, there is no TNA match with the exception of one, the Texas Death Match, that you could really put as a match of the year. Looking at just in perspective, just looking at the entire year. You know what I mean? There's some PWG matches here and there, some matches in Japan, but there's only one TNA match that maybe you could put in that category. Well, honestly, I'd say three, but there's only one legitimate one that's definitely that should be mentioned, and that's the Texas Death Match. You know what I'm saying? But besides that, nothing else. You know what I mean? What else did you say? Let me see. Let me think. I had like what I wanted to say. Oh yeah, you said the point about Kurt Angle, how like we wanted Kurt Angle in TNA. I hate to inform you, dog, but all smart fans knew why Kurt Angle got released from the WWE and why Kurt Angle was going to TNA. Every smart fan that was a TNA fan took this as a bittersweet deal. And I haven't talked to him about this, but ask Armin 10701, and I promise you he'll agree with me. We took it as a bittersweet deal. See, we knew that, Kurt Angle coming to TNA, that's a good thing. Kurt Angle, he's in TNA, he's a big name, great talent, you know what I'm saying? But we knew that he was a roidhead and he was addicted to Vicodin. That's the only reason. The WWE pretty much said, you're not going to die on our watch, you know what I'm saying? So they released him. And TNA was the number 2 thing out there. TNA basically doesn't have a drug testing policy, you know what I'm saying? That's why Kurt Angle was just able to get, right in TNA, you know what I mean? And then another thing is that we all knew that as soon as Kurt Angle got there, somebody was going to get de-pushed. All of us knew that. It was a bittersweet deal. Kurt Angle's in TNA. He's going to be, in, some dream matches or whatever that, we would like to see. But then all of a sudden, as soon as he got there, the number 1 guy in the company, Samoa Joe, was the one to get de-pushed. You know what I'm saying? That's why we get on TNA. It's not because, we hate TNA. Well, I can't speak for all ROH fans, but I know the majority of us aren't biased, man. See, I know you're a TNA fan, and you see it as that. You know what I'm saying? We, you know what I'm saying? All of us aren't biased, just TNA is in just a shitty state right now, man. That's why it happens like that. And you say that ROH fans, we don't complain enough about ROHs, we complain about other companies or whatever. That's because when something happens in ROH that's bad, You know, it's not that big. The only bad thing you could say about ROH is the same thing people said about ECW, and now everybody, you know, derides ECW and sucks ECW's dick, you know, that didn't know anything about it. Pretty much the only bad thing you can say is that ROH is an indie company, and it has any type of, you know, just any kind of system or whatever, you know what I'm saying? But the wrestling, hands down, is the best wrestling, you know, in the United States. And, you know, the only other companies you can really argue is other indie companies. Do you know what I'm saying? Right now, the big two just aren't cutting it, you know what I'm saying? And us ROH fans, you know, the reason why we don't really get on the WWE like that is because we expect that shit from the WWE. WWE is sports entertainment, you know what I'm saying? We all know this, you know. It's been like this for years and years and years. So when people get mad, like let's say if the WWE is bad, you know what I'm saying? In a way, it's always been like this. The only reason y'all people are getting so mad is because you don't see guys like Austin and The Rock and, you know, just all these other people we have from the Attitude Era. That's the only reason that everybody, you know, likes to get on the WWE, you know what I'm saying? But that's why ROH fans, when it comes to the WWE, we you know, we shut up about it, except when it comes to Triple H, you know what I mean? Because, you know, they never, you know, fool with us like TNA has, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, and then another thing. Nobody's, you know, attacking, you know, TNA in general, you know what I'm saying? TNA has had some good years, you know what I'm saying? In my opinion, in 2005, 2004, maybe not, well, 2005, maybe not 2004, and 03 and 02, it was better. It was the best company in the United States, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? You disrespectfully, I'm just telling you, man. That's just how I feel on the topic. You know, comment, whatever, you know, however you feel. I just had to disagree with you on some things, man. You know, it's not like I'm saying you're totally wrong. It's just, you know, like, you know, the Kurt Angle thing did bother me, though. I mean, honestly, like, who was like, as soon as Kurt Angle got released, oh man, I want to see him in TNA? Because every single, I mean, if you really wanted to see Kurt Angle in TNA that quick, you know nothing about wrestling. You know nothing about what's going on, honestly. Because we all knew why he got released from the WWE. We all knew. Do you think that the WWE would have just up and released Kurt Angle for no reason? We all knew what was going to happen. And we all knew when he came to TNA, they were going to de-push somebody. You know what I'm saying? And the Jeff Jarrett thing about him being champion, that's not, it's two different things. Because when Jeff Jarrett was the champion, you know what I'm saying, he was supposed to be the champion at the beginning of the company until the young guys were elevated to a certain level, until, you know, they could be at that point, you know what I'm saying. But then, you know, it got around like 2005, you know what I'm saying, 04 and stuff, and he still was like holding the belt, you know what I'm saying. He had the belt for a year when you had guys like AJ Styles and all these people, you know what I'm saying. Kurt Angle, you know, honestly, if you think about it, he hasn't had the belt that long, but during his title reign, he's been shoved down our throats, you know what I mean. It's not that we complain about how Kurt Angle's title reign is, we complain about how they use him. And that's the end of the video, y'all. Peace.